We live in interesting times.
For the headlines.
At least 22 people were killed in a tornado in the southern U.S. state of Alabama, according to U.S. media, citing the local sheriff's department.
Some 1,500 live exotic turtles, some restrained with duct tape, have been found inside an airline passenger's luggage, Philippine authorities said Monday, as they vowed a crackdown on the lucrative wildlife trade.
Homes have gone up in flames as nearly 1,000 firefighters battle dozens of out-of-control bases in southern Australia in the wake of the nation's warmest summer on record.
And Neighbors Helping Neighbors brought smiles to Tucson residents at an Aid to Humanity event. Our EBC correspondent from the U.S., Christopher King, will give us the details. Alma Angeles, wherever you're watching from around the world, thank you very much for joining us.
We welcome our viewers here in the Philippines and around the world. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sam Cepeda.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Don Orozco from Silicon Valley.
And now to the news. At least 22 people were killed in a tornado in the southern U.S. state of Alabama, according to U.S. local media, citing the local sheriff's department. Authorities said other people have been hospitalized, some with very serious injuries, while the search was still ongoing for more who are missing. Here's Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones.
Unfortunately, I feel like that number may rise yet again. But again, that's going to depend on our search efforts. We've done everything we feel like we can do this evening. The area is just very, very hazardous to put anybody into at this point in time. Debris everywhere, and it's just, as mentioned previously this evening, just some mass damage to structures and residences in the area. Houses completely destroyed, homes just basically just slabs left where once stood a home. Massive damage. Some of the area has specific areas. The contents of one residence we know for a fact was located over 1,000 yards away. So we've got a very wide storm track that went through the area. May have even been 2 storms. We're not sure, but massive damage. What I would categorize. We would certainly encourage people to please stay at home. Let the first responders, let our search teams, let our EMS personnel, let everyone do their job. That would be a tremendous assistance to us. We've had a lot of volunteers, and we deeply appreciate that. But right now, we're trying to secure the area, and we're going to be organized for a search specific in the morning. And that's pretty much it right now. Again, we're going to organize several search groups in the morning and comb the area that was most affected.
Still and video images showed trees that had been snapped into, debris-strewn roads, and wrecked houses in the wake of the storm. More than 5,000 people were left without power in Lee County, according to electricity outage tracker Power Outage US.US. The NWS had issued a tornado warning for areas including Lee County earlier on Sunday, calling to residents to take cover now, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, and avoid windows. NWS Birmingham tweeted the, quote, all clear several hours later, and urged people to stay out of damaged areas so first responders can do their job. While Jones referred to a single storm, CNN reported that 2 tornadoes had hit Lee County in quick succession. Some of at least a dozen is said to tour through Alabama and the neighboring state of Georgia on Sunday. NWS Birmingham appeared to confirm that there were Multiple twisters in the area tweeting that the first tornado to impact Lee County was at least an EF3, at least 1/2 mile wide. The EF3 designation on a scale of 0 to 5 means the tornado had winds of 136 to 165 miles per hour.
Myanmar authorities seized more than 10 million meth pills worth $13.3 million over the weekend. Police said another massive haul in a country widely believed to be the world's largest methamphetamine producer. High-grade crystal meth, or ICE, is smuggled out of Myanmar via sophisticated networks to lucrative developed markets as far away as Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Lower quality pills cut with caffeine and are known in the region as yaba or crazy medicine are pumped out to feed the voracious domestic market as well as large drug-addicted communities in nearby Thailand and Bangladesh. Two different busts took place in the west of the country at the weekend, state-run media said, one in Magwai region and one in Maung Dao in Rakhine State. The pills were likely destined for Bangladesh, where they have become an easy source of income for the Rohingya Muslim refugees who have poured across the border since a 2017 military crackdown.
Myanmar is the second biggest producer of opium in the world after Afghanistan and is now believed to be the largest source of methamphetamine. In Shan State, heroin and meth use here are rampant, and the region lies at the epicenter of Myanmar's drug crisis.
Tongsoy du mya yang we phok ta du mya ko chano ro phan si chin mya lok khae ba de da me chano ro di phan si chin ma chano yai net chin ba nya lo ma pyu khae ba bu a long no mo da paw wan jan a tin lo ya di ma su တနေ့တော့ကျွန်တော်ဖြတ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ပြန်ဆွဲခေါ်လဲပြန်ပြီးတော့ဒီရှာကျွန်တော်ပြန်ခေါ်လဲပြန်ပြောပြတယ်နောက်ပိုင်းကျွန်တော်ခံစားရတဲ့အချိန်မှာဆိုရင်တော့တုံးလေးရတော့ကျွန်တော်စားမရအိမ်မရဖြစ်တယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့
你让保罗啊来，让他不用。
In other news, some 1,500 live exotic turtles, some restrained with duct tape, have been found inside an airline passenger's luggage, according to Philippine authorities, as they vowed a crackdown on the lucrative wildlife trade. The Philippines is a major source and transit point of wildlife trafficking, according to a 2018 report by the U.S. State Department. The turtles and tortoises were found at Manila Airport on Sunday in the luggage of a Filipino passenger who had arrived from Hong Kong, hidden among clothes, and shoes. The person fled before authorities could confront him, according to custom officials. Manila Airport Customs Chief Carmelita Talusan said they saw the images from the X-ray machine, and they never expected it would reach as many as 1,530. Now, their staff were taking care not to hurt them because duct tape was used to immobilize the turtles. Talusan also said the matter was under investigation and authorities had identified the passenger who could face charges of violating the nation's illegal wildlife trading law, which carry a maximum of 2 years in prison. The turtles seized were estimated to be worth 4.5 million pesos or $87,000 US, according to Customs Bureau. Among the animals found were the Indian star tortoise, classified as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The turtles confiscated were likely destined to be sold in the Philippines or smuggled to other countries using false documents, according to environment officials. Environment Undersecretary Benny Antiporda said it's for business purposes. Now, those turtles are expensive. It's such a lucrative business. There are buyers and collectors who treat them as pets. Now, they're stepping up all-out drive against the black market or endangered species. Antiporda also said the Philippines would ask Chinese authorities whether they wanted to take back the confiscated turtles, which were being quarantined and treated in Manila. The haul was the latest in a series of seizures of smuggled wildlife at the capital's airport.
We are here to show to everyone na nagpapantay mo tayo sa ating paliparan. Ito, pag check natin mamaya, you can see that there are around 1,532 live turtles and tortoise. I think that's a different kind of species. Yung isa can live by land, yung isa through water. So makikita nyo kung gaano ganda yung mga species na to, and this is also in violation ng illegal wildlife trade kasi wala ho silang permit coming from DENR. Later on, ang ating mga officials sa DENR will explain further kung ano yung mga sanction at penalty, kung ito ay may kulong, may imprisonment ba o may fine ng kung magkano.
Malaysia is open to restarting the hunt for flight MH370. Its firms come forward with credible leads and concrete proposals. The transport minister said 5 years on from the plane's disappearance. There is no new search planned, but Transport Minister Anthony Loki said that the government was open to hearing proposals to resume the hunt.
If there are any credible leads and any specific proposal, especially from Ocean Infinity, we are more than willing to look at it, and we are prepared to discuss with them the new proposal. After the end of the search last year, there was no fresh proposal from Ocean Infinity because the search cannot be done throughout the year. There are certain periods of because of weather and so on. There are other factors involved. So if Ocean Infinity comes back with a fresh proposal, we are ready to discuss with them.
The Malaysia Airlines jet vanished in March 2014 with 239 people, mostly from China, on board en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. No sign of it was found in a 120,000 square kilometer, or that's 46,000 square miles, Indian Ocean search zone, and the Australian-led hunt, largest in aviation history, was suspended in January 2017. U.S. exploration firm Ocean Infinity mounted a fresh hunt on a no-find, no-fee basis last year for several months, using high-tech drones to scour the seabed, but did not locate the plane. Hundreds of people, including some of the relatives of those on board, gathered at a Kuala Lumpur shopping mall Sunday to mark the anniversary of the jet's appearance or disappearance. A daughter of the missing woman said the recovery of the aircraft will help to explain why it went missing and prevent similar cases.
There is no closure until the plane is found, until we exactly know what happened to the aircraft and to our loved ones on board. Yes, it gets tougher every year because we are all expecting, some answers.
We have absolutely no idea why it disappeared and where it is. And that's not a happy situation to be in for you, for me, and for anybody in the world, and for everybody who flies to their destinations day in and day out. Because if it's happened once, I believe it could happen again.
10 people were killed and more than 30 people injured in one of the most violent fires in Paris. The blaze swept through an apartment block in central Paris in the middle of the night. A Filipino couple was among those killed in the fire. A Filipina is also being held a hero for taking care of Filipinos who lost their homes in the fire. Marilyn Paed, Rai Rai reports.
Norma Batara and her niece Sherilyn Batag, along with the couple Ferdinand and Mary Grace Alcocer. Unfortunately, there were some casualties suffered. A Filipino couple, Francisco and Crescencia Abalos, were amongst those that did not survive the fire. Sherilyn quivers as she recalls the incident.
Yung mga tao sa taas na hindi na makababa kasi malaki na yung apoy sa taas. Talagang nakita ko po silang lahat. Kaya pag naalala ko sila, kung ano yung mga sinapit nila, talagang nanginginig po ako.
Meanwhile, Lorena Alba and her household are now being called heroes for helping provide shelter for the fire survivors in their home, just meters away from the scene.
Natouch ako sa ginawa niya. So, proud po talaga ako sa kanya kasi bibihira yung ganung tao na sasagapin kami sa ganung sitwasyon. Kaya sabi ko nga sa kanya, hero ka ate kasi kahit pa paano ginawa mo talaga yung effort para maisalba kami sa lamig, yung kaba namin. Sabi ko nga, hindi po nga ng Panginoon yung puso at isip niya para lang pumunta siya sa amin. Doon, inisa-isa niya talaga kaming ginanon niya. Yung kamay niya nakaganon sa amin. Yun po. Proud po ako sa kanyang kabaitan.
Lorena herself is a fire survivor.
Hindi ko kakayanin na mangyari sa kanila yun. Nagpapala pa rin kami ng Diyos. Mahal pa rin ako ng Diyos. Yun ang paano sa akin. Dahil imaginein mong nasunog yung bahay, ako lang mag-isa. Natrap ako sa taas. Kaya noong nangyari yung sunog na yon at nangyari pa ulit yung sunog dito, hindi ako makatiis. Talagang kahit wala akong kinalaman doon sa sunog, sa nakita ko mga tao nasa baba, hindi ko matiis talaga dahil yung nervous ko, yung naramdaman ko noong una, hanggang ngayon, daladala ko pa. Apat na nasunugan, nung nakita ko sa baba, pa ako nakita magnanay na may baby 3 months. Sabi ko, pumasok kayo. Kasi malamig, hindi naman pwedeng hayaan ko nila sa labas. Walang ibang taong nagpapasok sa kanila dito sa street namin. Walang nagpapasok, kundi kami lang.
Norma Batara is thankful for the aid of all the family has provided them from day one.
Masasabi ko kay Lorena talagang super siya. Pinakyat kami na talagang tao, kahit nandun na kami sa baba na kawawa, pinakyat kami. Mula nung pinakyat kami hanggang ngayon, inaasikaso pa rin niya kami. Super talaga si Rowena na magbigay ng tulong. Parang itinuring niya kami hindi ibang tao. Bihira ako makakita ng ganyang tao. Maraming salamat, Rowena.
The Filipino community, along with the help of the Philippine Embassy, continue to extend their help and support to the fire victims. The survivors work towards rebuilding what was lost. From Paris, France, Marilyn Paed, reporting for EBC.
In other news, South Korean President Moon Jae-in urged the U.S. and North Korea to quickly resume denuclearization talks after their Hanoi summit last week ended without a deal. Moon, who has adopted a dovish approach to Pyongyang, and brokered the U.S.-North Korean talks process, urged his officials to find out what exactly had gone awry at the high-stakes meeting and predicted a deal would ultimately be reached. Moon said during a security meeting in Seoul, quote, "While I believe the North-U.S. talks will produce an agreement in the end, I ask officials to work hard for the resumption of working-level talks between the U.S. and the North, as it's not favorable to have a long absence or stalemate in talks." The second meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un broke up in disarray on Thursday in the Vietnamese capital without even a joint statement. Now, Trump said at a press conference after the summit that the North Koreans had wanted sanctions against Pyongyang lifted in their entirety. Now, according to a senior U.S. official, Pyongyang in return offered only to close down only a portion of the Yongbyon complex, the sprawling site covering multiple nuclear facilities, and the North is believed to have other uranium enrichment plants. Now, North Korea rebuffed the claim, saying it had only wanted some measures eased and that its proposal to close all the nuclear production facilities at Yongbyon was its best and final offer.
Wonderful situation long term. And our relationship is a very special relationship.
Neighbors Helping Neighbors brought smiles to Tucson residents at an Aid to Humanity event. Our ABC correspondent from the U.S., Christopher King, reports from Arizona.
An Arizona community received so much needed relief during an Aid to Humanity event, which took place at the Iglesia Ni Cristo compound in Tucson, Arizona. The event brought smiles to various age groups of visitors that came as far from cities as 2 hours away.
Masaya naman po, nag-enjoy po ako sa presentation at nagustuhan ko rin po yung message kanina ng pastor sa Bible study at saka sa paligid dito ngayon, masaya po ang mga presentation ng mga bata at saka yung food po, masarap.
You know, when people reach out to others and try to satisfy their needs and engage with them in really positive things, it's an absolutely wonderful thing.
Along with chapel tours and the fun activities for the kids, the INC offer free dental supplies, free clothing, and gift bags with non-perishable items in them.
It's very great help for the community, especially those are less fortunate people here. They're getting medical assistance, also foods, free for everyone, and gifts. It's really very helpful.
So what you're doing is it's allowing the people to know that they're there and don't be embarrassed. It's not, there's no catch. It's just somebody that cares for you. And I hope that people take the opportunity to realize that.
There's so much discourse going on today in our community that maybe there needs to be many more events like this that attract other people. You know, they just need a safe place to go to and need a smile and maybe even a hug from time to time. And you know, that makes a difference.
According to the church officials, the Tucson Aid to Humanity was the very first of a series of 10 events that took place in the different areas of the District INC, Mountain States, which includes the states of Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Nevada, and Arizona. During the time of national crisis, it's good to know that acts of kindness, compassion, love to their neighbors and fellow man still exist in the community.
From the Iglesia Ni Cristo Chapel here in Tucson, Arizona, I'm Christopher King, 1 with 25.
Eagle News International will be right back. Stay tuned.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
Tungkulin ng MTRCV ang mag-provide na appropriate ratings sa lahat ng TV shows. Para ugaliin ng pamilya ang responsableng panonood. Teamwork tayo, parents!
Rated G, good for all! Oops, rated PG!
Dapat may mga magulang para sagutin ang mga tanong ng kabataan.
Grabe, rated SPG, maselan!
Ipitan ang paggabay.
Pag-rated MTRCV, rated responsable.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
Indonesia and Australia on Monday signed a long-awaited trade deal after months of diplomatic tension over Canberra's contentious plan to move its embassy to Jerusalem. Indonesian Trade Minister Enggartiasto Lukita and his Australian counterpart Simon Birmingham wrapped up the multi-billion-dollar agreement in Jakarta, some 9 years after negotiations first started. The pact will include improved access for Australian cattle and sheep farmers to Indonesia's 660 million people, while Australian universities, health providers, and miners will also benefit from easier entry to Southeast Asia's biggest economy. Greater access to the Australian market is expected to spur Indonesia's automotive and textile industries and boost exports of timber, electronics, and medicinal goods. Bilateral trade was worth $11.7 billion in 2017, but Indonesia is only Australia's 13th largest trading partner, and the economic relationship has been viewed as underdone. Both ministers treated the deal as indicative of deepening ties between the two countries, which have occasionally butted heads on foreign policy issues, including Australia's headline policy on asylum seekers.
Once again, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Executive Kadin Indonesia, Chief Executive of the Australian Industrial Group.
Carlos Ghosn's new lead defense lawyer says his new bail application for the former Nissan boss contains fresh elements he hopes will lead to his release as soon as possible. Junichiro Hironoka, who has a reputation for securing acquittals for high-profile clients in a country where 99% of cases result in conviction, said there was a realistic chance of Ghosn eventually being found innocent of all charges. Hironaka, known as the acquitter of the Razor for his mental sharpness, unveiled a third application for bail on Thursday after 2 unsuccessful attempts by the tycoon's previous legal team. The new application included further measures such as limiting Ghosn's external communications and bolstering surveillance that gave him grounds to hope for a better result. According to Hironaka, the Tokyo District Court is due to hand down its verdict at any moment on the most recent bail application, but so far it has shown little inclination to end Ghosn's lengthy pre-trial detention, which has drawn some criticism internationally and from rights groups. Ghosn faces 3 charges of financial misconduct, 2 involving alleged underreporting of his salary, and a 3rd over a complex scheme in which he allegedly sought to transfer his losses to Nissan's books. Ghosn has denied all the allegations against him, and in an interview with EFP, he slammed his continued detention.
今の日本のこの交流は、人質司法と呼ばれるぐらいですね、つまりその検察官の言う通りに自白をしないと、その罰としてですね、いつまでも交流を続けるということになっていまして、これはもうその大変その各国から批判が多いところです。私どもとしてもそういう状況を訴えてですね、一日も早く保釈を取るようにしたいと思っています。検察官はですね、まだまだ自信がないと、もしかしたら自分の証拠が弱いかもしれないという、そういうもうその心配事からですね、なんとかその被告人の防御権を弱くしようということで、交流を長引かせるわけですが、これは極めてアンフェアだというふうに私は思っています。
He also raised questions as to why Nissan brought the case to prosecutors over incidents that allegedly took place more than 10 years ago.
日本ではその最近の一つの技術ですが、テクニックですが、司法取引という形でですね、日産の幹部には害が及ばないようなことを初めからですね、日産の方からそういうことを前提に検察に協力をしていると。で、これ私は普通の方法ではないと思っています。本来日産内部でですね、調査をして是正できる、しかももう10年も時間があったわけですから、そういう問題はなんで今頃検察に持ち込んだのかということについては非常に奇妙だということを再三申し上げている通りです。
Chinese telecoms giant Huawei's chief financial officer Meng Wanzhou has filed suit against Canadian authorities for violating her constitutional rights when she was arrested in Vancouver, her lawyers said. As she suffered serious breaches of her constitutional rights, she is seeking damages for misfeasance in a public office and false imprisonment when detained at Vancouver International Airport on December 1, attorneys Howard Mickelson and Alan Doolittle said in a statement. The 47-year-old businesswoman was changing planes in Vancouver when she was detained at Washington's request on suspicion of violating U.S. sanctions on Iran, sparking arrests of Canadians in China that were seen as retaliatory. Her lawyers charged impropriety in the conditions under which Meng was interrogated for 3 hours by customs officers, officially as part of a routine inspection before being served with her official arrest. During those 3 hours, the customs officers searched her phones and computers as well as her luggage in violation of her rights, the lawyers said.
美加两国 滥用其双边引渡条约对中国公民任意采取强制措施，这是对中国公民合法权益的严重侵犯。我们在此敦促美方立即撤销对孟晚舟女士的逮捕令和引渡请求。我们也敦促加方立即释放孟晚舟女士，让她平安回到中国，并切实保障她的合法正当权益，避免错上加错。
Meantime, China's legislature will vote next week on a highly anticipated bill that will bring a fundamental change for foreign investors, the spokesman for China's National People's Congress says.
清单以外充分开放，中外投资将享有同等待遇，这是我国外商投资管理体制的 根本性变革，将提高投资环境的开放度、透明度和可预期性。美国政府的一些官员拿国家情报法说事儿，渲染特定中国企业产品存在所谓安全风险，是以政治手段干预经济行为。
He also called some U.S. officials' attacks on Chinese firms political interference that violates World Trade Organization rules.
违反世贸组织规则，干扰公平竞争的国际市场秩序，是典型的双重标准，既不公正，也不道德。争取早日出台。谢谢。
The draft foreign investment law will be the most closely watched item at the annual two-week session of the Rubber Stamp National People's Congress, which opens on Tuesday. The legislation seeks to address long-standing complaints from foreign companies through Europeans' voiced concerns that it was being fast-tracked to meet U.S. demands on trade. The bill will eliminate the requirements for foreign firms to transfer proprietary technology to Chinese joint venture partners, a central issue in China's trade negotiations with the United States. It also promises to abolish the case-by-case approvals process for foreign investments, NPC spokesman Zhang Yuesu said at a news conference. The change will ensure that foreign investors will enjoy the same privileges as Chinese companies in most sectors except those placed on the negative list.
The Japanese artist behind the images that sparked the recent viral Momo challenge hoax told AFP Monday he destroyed the creepy doll long ago and never meant to harm anyone. The scary image with the goggly eyes and a pained expression was based on a Japanese ghost called Obume of a young woman who dies during childbirth, explained Keisuke Aiso, head of Tokyo-based firm Link Factory, which makes props for TV dramas. The silicon-based sculpture, which stands about 1 meter high, was first shown at a ghost-themed exhibition in Tokyo's swanky Ginza district in 2016, but attracted little attention at that time. It was one of many ghost-themed sculptures in Aiso's repertoire, and the artist said, quote, "It was meant to scare people, yes, but it wasn't meant to harm anyone." Aiso, 43, destroyed the sculpture last year because it began to deteriorate. The terrifying image has been at the center of a viral hoax, as reports surfaced that children were being induced by Momo into dangerous tasks and even self-harm and suicide. Aiso appeared bemused by the reports and told AFP, quote, "I'd be happy if such a challenge never existed."
Canada's NRG Zayt, or ZAYT, an American ghost staff take home $40,000 each after winning the ESL Fortnite tournament in Katowice, Poland, which saw competition between the 200 best players on the planet. Watch this.
Je sais pas combien de temps Fortnite va exister, mais si ça existe encore longtemps, l'e-sport, je vais faire le plus que je peux. Et après Fortnite, je vais essayer d'un autre jeu. Je vais essayer d'être pro.
Mais que des jeux vidéo?
Ouais. Pas d'école.
I'm not in school anymore, so just focusing on this is awesome. Just saving the money and as long as I can.
Eagle News International will be right back.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala rin nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
Pep News, Linggo, alas 4 hanggang alas 5 ng hapon.
Australia, Queensland's introduced the Containers for Change scheme. Under this container refund scheme, empty eligible drink containers can be returned for a 10-cent refund at approved container refund points. Diego Madronio reports from Queensland, Australia.
Good news for the healthy environment keepers. A container exchange scheme dubbed as Container for Change was launched in Queensland, Australia. Since November of last year, Queenslanders were able to claim a 10-cent refund for most plastic drink containers, beer bottles, and aluminum cans at one of the 232 collection points from Coen in northern Queensland to Coolangatta in the south.
The state's first ever container exchange refund scheme is run by a not-for-profit company called COEX, or Container Exchange. The system is designed where Queenslanders can use a simple mobile phone app, Containers for Change, to have the refund credited to their account. At some counters in major cities and towns, they will receive cash across the counter at a collection depot, or choose to receive a refund as a grocery shopping voucher discount. But there will be variations across the state, which will be divided into 14 different regions. There will be 4 different ways to swap containers for cash. At shop-style refund points, containers will be counted by an operator, either manually, over the counter, or by a machine. One can receive cash and have the money placed. Since its launch, the scheme has reached its milestone of 100 million return containers by the end of 2018, showing just how popular the scheme is and what a big win it is for Queenslanders and the environment. In addition to getting cash for containers, consumers will be able to choose to donate to a charity. Sporting groups, community groups, schools, and surf life-saving associations who contract to companies and have won tenders to operate container refund points across the 14 regions will receive the 10-cent deposit. Not all containers can be recycled for this exchange scheme. Only most aluminium, glass, plastic, and cardboard drink containers between 150 milliliters and 3 liters may be exchanged. However, any plain milk container, any glass wine or spirits containers, containers of flavored milk, pure fruit or vegetable juice, cask wine or cask water that hold more than 1 liter are not included. This is Diego Madronio reporting from Queensland, Australia.
Homes have gone up in flames as nearly 1,000 firefighters battle dozens of out-of-control blazes in southern Australia in the wake of the nation's warmest summer on record. A days-long heat wave sent temperatures soaring towards 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit over the weekend, with bushfires raging across Victoria State, forcing thousands of people to flee their homes. A lightning strike late last week sparked southeast Victoria's most severe at Bunyip State Park, which has burnt more than 6,000 hectares so far. Aerial footage of the destruction showed tall trees engulfed by bright red flames and a smoldering blackened wreckage of buildings. Officials said at least 9 structures, including homes, have so far been damaged in the infernos. Victoria's Emergency Management Commissioner Andrew Crisp said the crisis was not over even as cooler conditions came to the aid of exhausted firefighters on Monday. Australia suffered its hottest summer on record from December through February, while forecasts show the southern autumn, which formally started on Friday, will continue to be drier and warmer than average. Continues here on Eagle News International. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Health is our most important asset, and it should
A statue of the former England captain was unveiled by the LA Galaxy outside their stadium in an emotional ceremony prior to the 2-1 victory over the Chicago Fire. Beckham's former Galaxy coach Bruce Arena and teammate Robbie Keane, as well as Beckham's wife Victoria, attended the ceremony. Beckham made the headlines around the world when he moved to the United States in 2007 after an illustrious career at Manchester United and Real Madrid.
I know how important, especially in the game, and especially in the US, I know how important that getting the statue is. So it really means so much to get this one here, to obviously in a place where I call home. So I feel very special today.
His Galaxy deal was widely reported to be for $250 million over 5 years, but in reality the $250 million figure was his potential earnings from salary, endorsement, and club revenue. His base salary was $6.5 million a year, but he was promised a percentage of Galaxy revenues.
But at some point the kids will be here to see what Dad's created, and I'm sure they'll be very proud of that.
I wanted to grow this league. I wanted to play a small part in growing this league and bringing players and bringing clubs and making this league more successful and bigger than it already was. I think we've succeeded. There's still a long way to go.
Beckham played for the Galaxy until 2012, taking league titles in his final 2 campaigns during a career that also featured a stop with England's national team. Beckham helped pave the way for the European star players to follow, and so it was fitting that Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored on a late header Saturday to lift the Galaxy to a season-opening win over the Fire. 2-time US Olympian, USA table tennis national coach, and Hall of Fame inductee Lily Yip is working towards the first gold medal for US table tennis. Here's a special ABC Sports story by Rod De La Paz.
Table tennis, also known as ping pong, is a global sport that you might see being played in underground rings to the biggest of sports stages at the Olympics. When you think of table tennis in the United States, look no further than the Lily Yip Table Tennis Center in central New Jersey. We were able to meet the legendary Hall of Famer and find out what ping pong means to her.
Ping pong, it's national sport in China. So back to 80, we don't have a thing to do besides just go to school. Then it's easy to start it. We just put the table, might not be 5 by 9, the perfect size, maybe just the dining table, any table, we can play. We play on a concrete table outside the street, at the park, everywhere, ping pong table. So in my concept, when I'm growing up, it's ping pong just like part of the very important activity for anybody, for family, right, I didn't regret it. If we have a second life again, I will do the same thing again. Yeah, I do enjoy because ping pong, and I got to know so many wonderful friends because of ping pong. I got to know my family, and because ping pong, our family, it's the #1 ping pong family in the country. So my daughter have a husband who's #2 in the country, ping pong player. My son has a wife, come from New Zealand, national team, ping pong team. So we all, because ping pong bring us together. Before the Olympic, actually, I have a family, I have my son, my daughter. So I stopped almost 4 years. And then I find out American team level is pretty low. It's not like in China. It's like #1 in the world, top 2 in the world. And then I said maybe I should try. And in the beginning I lose some weight because I have 2 kids. It's a good exercise for me. I do running, I play ping pong, So I lost some weight. And by accidentally I play one tournament. Then I finished #1. I said, wow. So I'm still good in the US, so why not to play? I played the US team tryout, 91, then I finished top 4, then I become the US team member. After that I played for 15 years, still in the top 4. You have to be top 4 on the US team. Yeah.
Amy Wang, currently #2 in the world, under 18 years old, describes life as a kid and her outlook on qualifying for Japan 2020.
I'm Amy Wang, and I'm 16 years old. I started playing when I was 4 years old. I went after my brother Alan. He started playing first, and I just followed in his footsteps. And my dad just practiced with me until, since I was 4. Well, it was a bit different than other children because I grew up playing table tennis, so I had to practice while other kids were like having fun and everything. I was really jealous, but I mean, table tennis brought me to traveling to other places, to all over Europe and also Asia, and I think it's worth it. Well, I go to school in the morning until 2 p.m.-ish, sometimes 3 if I stay after school, and then when I come home, I start practicing from at 4 to like 6, and I do homework after that. I think I have a pretty decent chance in qualifying for it if I work harder. Yeah, I think I can make it. Work hard, practice hard, train hard.
The road to Japan 2020 is quickly approaching, with Yip and Wang relentlessly pushing forward for the U.S. to earn that Olympic gold medal. For EBC Sports International, this is Rod De La Paz, 1 with 25.
Thank you, Rod. In the NBA, Blake Griffin scored 27 points and the Pistons scored the final 10 points in overtime to beat the Raptors 112-107. Griffin also had 7 rebounds and Luke Kennard and Reggie Jackson had 19 points apiece for the Pistons, who have won 9 of their last 11 games. Kyle Lowry finished with 35 points, 7 rebounds and 5 assists for the Raptors, who decided to rest All-Star Kawhi Leonard and paid for it. Pascal Siakam had 21 points, 9 rebounds and 5 assists, while OG Anunoby and Marc Gasol added 13 points apiece. Leonard has now missed 18 games this season. Pistons reserve center Zaza Pachulia was ejected late in the third quarter for arguing with the officials. Meanwhile, here are the results of the other games today in the NBA. And these are the stories for EN Sports. I'm Ben Bernaldez and I'm 1 with 25.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Tumblr. Also check out our boards on Pinterest and pictures on Instagram. I'm Sam Cepeda. Thanks for joining us.
And I am Don Orozco
from our Silicon Valley Bureau. Don, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time out. And you'll be back soon, right?
Absolutely.
All right, and that's it for tonight's broadcast. For everyone here on Eagle News International, I'm Alma Angeles, and
we're 1 with 25.